Bye. So Nintendo announces that they're going into mobile. Ooh, hot topic. So basically this was something that they've said before that they would never do. And this is something people were kind of afraid of. That's the first thing that happened. The first thing that happened was just like... So and then after that, what happened was just fear. People were like so afraid, like, oh my god. You know, because the first thing that came to a lot of people's minds, I'm sure a lot of people that were trying to, you know, cause havoc, you know, figured, ooh, let's make people afraid. But then there's people that were legit like, oh my god. Because some people just don't know everything. Some people just know like the basics. Wii U really isn't doing the best. You know, it's Nintendo's slowest selling console. People like know that, or they have the general idea of that. And then when they hear Nintendo went to mobile, they're thinking like, oh my god, this is it. This is it. This is the day like Nintendo finally is giving up on like consoles. They're probably going to give up on 3DS, and they're just going to make mobile games. They said they would never do it, and there was a point where they said never, we'll never do that. So people are thinking like they probably given up. Wii U's not doing too good. They're going to mobile, it's over. What's next? Like no more PS5? The gist of everything is that Nintendo, yes, is getting into the mobile market with this company called, it's Big D, small e, big N, big A. And some people are saying Dina, but it's actually pronounced DNA. Oh, that's cute, it's clever, pee pee. And basically, it's not Nintendo giving up at all, because to reassure everybody that their focus isn't going to be off consoles, this is why they announced the Nintendo NX. They didn't want to really get too into it because it wasn't about announcing a new console. They just mentioned it. They had nothing to say. They just mentioned it though because they want everyone to know that, you know, we're not coming here to let you know we're leaving what we do. Going into mobile stuff is just another way of like expanding the Nintendo name. Nintendo before wasn't doing anything outside of their like realm. Like they didn't want to like release their intellectual properties, the name Zelda, Mario, and all that stuff to like other companies. But if you look around, you see that that's changing in a big way. Nintendo kind of realized that it's not really about like, yeah, we can protect ourselves, but it's also important to get our name out there. So then they figured out, how can we do this in like a Nintendo way and get our name out there more, okay? So really, if you just look around, you go to toy stores and stuff, now you see Nintendo characters next to Ninja Turtles. You also see things such as like the Hori Battle Pad. It's made by a third-party company named Hori, right? But the thing is, it's an official Nintendo sealed product. So this is officially licensed by Nintendo. But see, now Nintendo's like spreading their wings and saying, we want to protect ourselves. But they said, you know what? People love our characters. Obviously, through a lot of mistakes, kinda, so many people, like the world has like stuck with us. So let's, you know, get out there more. People want more Nintendo in different ways. We want to protect ourselves, but it's also important to get our name out there more and have more of a presence in the world, because people are like begging for us, and we want to be safe, but we're also at the same time not being there for our customers that support us so much since the 80s, you know what I mean? So Nintendo figured out a way. We need to get the Nintendo name out there more. No, Nintendo is in the world, is here to stay, and is as big of a name as people feel. So not only do you have the toys, not only do you have like third-party controllers and stuff like that of being officially licensed by Nintendo, you also see Nintendo games. Hyrule Warriors, right? Hyrule Warriors was made by Team Ninja and the people that make Dynasty Warriors. You know, but it was a way to get more Zelda out there, another Zelda in a different way. I love Hyrule Warriors. I think it has... To me, it has everything I want from a Zelda game. Great graphics, great animation, it feels great. There's like cutscenes, you know, there's voice acting and all that stuff like that. They're getting a third party to like give more of a, you know, Zelda from a different angle and stuff. So you got Nintendo letting other companies make their games, or letting other companies make peripherals for them. You got companies making toys for them. Oh, let's not forget Amiibos, you know what I mean? So that's like the Skylanders concept, you know, Nintendo's getting into that world. It's basically Nintendo realized like people want us out there in the world in different ways. Nintendo already has a presence in the world. just like people just they can't see it physically and they want it there. And now Nintendo's being there in all aspects. They're realizing like just how big they are, how much people love their characters, and they're giving people different angles of Nintendo now, more of Nintendo and stuff like that. So with this mobile stuff, anyone who was afraid that Nintendo's giving up, that wasn't the point of the press conference. Again, they mentioned the Nintendo NX to let people know home consoles are still our passion, our focus, our Nintendo, you know, and handheld consoles. But they mention now that they're doing mobile stuff because it's just another way of getting the Nintendo name in another space. See, a lot of people say, like, Nintendo should be here, Nintendo should be there. You hear so many people begging for Nintendo, do this, do that, why not? Like, we want you there, we love your characters, you're like a presence in the world. It's just like The Simpsons or something. The Simpsons are like a presence in the world. So why should kids that love The Simpsons be deprived if they love to play with toys? They're gonna want Simpsons toys. So now Nintendo's realizing there's kids out there that love our games, but they also want to like be able to play with a Mario action figure. So why, like, we're hurting them by not giving them the Mario action figure, the Link action figure. And now there's people on mobile, people out there I see like on the train and everything all the time, these people that clearly, you get the vibe that they don't own home consoles, but they love like Candy Crush and all that stuff, right? And these people, they know Nintendo, they grew up with it, we all grew up with it. So even people that like don't have time to own a console, they still know the Nintendo name. They say like, oh yeah, that'd be great. Imagine they had Nintendo games on my mobile device. You know, I don't have time for like, you know, a console and stuff. My job is crazy, but on the way to work, yeah, oh yeah, if they had a Mario mobile, yeah, I would play Mario mobile. I love Mario. I grew up in Mario. Just for the fact that they don't buy a Nintendo home console doesn't mean they don't love Nintendo. So this is the purpose of Nintendo doing the mobile stuff. To get out there to the people that love Nintendo, want Nintendo, but they don't have time for a Nintendo home console. So it's just another way of Nintendo being there for people of all different aspects. And it's also another way Nintendo to get their name out there. The more ways their name is out there, the more people are gonna be like, oh, what's this Nintendo NX console? I love Nintendo, I love their mobile games. Or even a kid could say, oh, I love the Nintendo toys. Hey, like Mario's so cool. Like, what's this Nintendo NX? Imagine I had that, what I could do with it. And if he loves action figures, he probably might love Amiibo. And then the Amiibo interacts with the home console. It's all to get the name out there for their main objective, and that's the home consoles, the handhelds, 3DS, Wii U, and all that stuff like that. And to further back it up, they said that these mobile games that DNA is going to be making, they're going to be completely original stuff that's going to be optimized for mobile-style gameplay. So it's basically been proven, it's basically been killed with the PlayStation 4, that mobile and fucking tablets ain't killing home consoles. It's just a fact. We heard this for how long now, blah blah blah. The next gen consoles came out, PS4, Xbox One. Even all the problems that Xbox One had and is having and is fixing, they're still selling very well. But PlayStation 4, home video game dedicated console, is selling more than the PlayStation 2. And the PlayStation 2 is the highest selling home console in history. And the PS2 was selling at a time where mobile things killing consoles wasn't even a thought. And now in this era, you know, before these next gen consoles came out, and this is when it was at its peak, with these people saying, oh, mobile is gonna kill, all that stuff pretty much died, and PS4 now, a year later, pretty much confirmed that this bullshit is killed. PlayStation 4 is selling faster than PS2 was selling, and PS2 was the highest selling home console ever. Not the highest selling video game system, because if you say system, you mean overall, handhelds, home consoles. I believe the DS is the highest selling video game system, Nintendo DS. And also 3DS is doing great. Dedicated, I hate that fucking shit word, but basically handhelds and consoles, systems, there's always going to be a place for them in the world. There's always going to be a place for that thing that is awesome on your big screen, that works, and you got the controller for great controls. You know, you don't have to like go up to it and hook something up every time. You just press on. There's always going to be room for that. There's always going to be space for that. So basically what Nintendo was saying about this, we're going to make original games that go with the mobile style of gameplay, means that mobile style gameplay is pretty much completely different, a completely different vibe, a completely different thing. Now we see it clearly. Before, well, people were all scared and blah. Like I said, with the PS4, basically killed that, okay? So they're saying we're gonna make games specifically for mobile style gameplay. Fucking, you know, quick shit you could do real quick, tap, another further proof. They're not gonna, if they're saying mobile style gameplay, they know a certain way works on mobile. In that crazy time of people thinking mobile is gonna kill everything, touch controls, pressing, you're gonna kind of, sometimes it just doesn't have that control, that accuracy of a controller. We're not gonna stop making video games. We're gonna make mobile style stuff. Another way, and if a third party is making it, just like all the other third party stuff, it's something that Nintendo's using to help get their name out there more. But their core stuff that comes, the stuff that comes from their factory, and don't forget they made another building recently dedicated to home console and handhelds and stuff like that, dedicated to that stuff. So they're using another third party to help get their name out there with these touch things. That's all been disclosed. People like know what's up now. There's home consoles, there's mobile type stuff. They know it works on mobile, you know, flick, fucking tap. So Nintendo's gonna make stuff like that. They said they're not putting their main stuff on a mobile device and trying to force you to use these controls. They're not gonna give you a Zelda game and make you use fucking touch controls. Try to fucking download an N64 emulator and you tell me that fucking touch controls are gonna make you enjoy the game to its fullest. Okay? And even if you want to buy a controller, you need your phone. You need your phone battery for emergency. You need your iPad battery for iPad shit, okay? Yes, you can play games on these things. Yes, you can buy controllers for them, but when it comes down to it, there's always going to be room for, I'm going to buy a console, I don't need to worry about wasting battery. It works, it's there for me, whatever, okay? And plus, it's proven that stuff like video games, you know, a lot of people say, oh, they're not healthy fit. But that stuff like video games helps cool your mind down when you come home from work. So, mobile stuff, it's seen now that it's the best for like when you're out, you're on the way to work, you want something quick to blah 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 and whatever. But also when you come home from work, a hard day at work, you don't want to fucking be stressing out with touch controls or like, oh shit, my iPad battery is fucking dead, I gotta charge it, but I want to fucking just sit down. Yeah, I got this fucking iPad fucking controller I bought, but I gotta charge the fucking battery, or you know, I gotta put it on this certain fucking stand over here, or even if I have a wire, I gotta like, I don't have, you know, the luxury of putting it where I want to because it's plugged into the fucking wall. That's why you're always going to have room for home consoles. People out there, the world likes to come home, especially us. We grew up with video games, and video games are just like, video games in general, the world is understanding. And even casuals that like play these games on their phone. You know what I mean? They're even seeing like, oh, this is great. Like I can fucking, this ride to work sucks, whatever. I could just fucking, you know, play this game and like it just cools their mind down, cools them down. So people want to come home and they want to fucking sit down on the fucking couch. So there's always going to be room for home consoles. Nintendo's saying that. Nintendo knows that. That's their passion. That's the number one thing. They're starting to care and see more. Like people want us out there. People are saying, why isn't Nintendo here? Why isn't Nintendo there? Nintendo is all around the world. It's just not like seen. But now it's seen on store shelves. It's going to be seen on mobile devices, the Nintendo name. It's going to be seen in third-party controllers. You know, that stuff that Nintendo either wouldn't have time to make or like is not sure about. So they make the third parties make it because they know people want it. But, you know, if it's not that great of an idea, they don't take the rap. You know what I mean? But it's still an official Nintendo sealed item. So then people still say, wow, Nintendo is caring about us to give us this shit. So, again, the idea of this video was to take the fucking fear of all the people in the fucking garbage. Now all of a sudden everything's going up. Their stock's going up. Amiibos are selling by the millions. Wii U isn't moving slow because Nintendo just doesn't have it anymore. It hurts even to say that. Wii U is moving slow because, and it was almost, think of it this way, Wii U was meant to happen as like a kick in the ass to Nintendo. Not that like they really needed a kick in the ass, but I think they're just very play it safe. And then they see, okay, like they know they might have to do certain things, but they don't do it until they're absolutely sure. So they give you something. That's why Nintendo is Nintendo. That's why they're still around. That's why no matter what, they survive. Because when they give you something, they give it to you like 900%. It's a fucking cheeseburger. Wii U wasn't selling slow because Nintendo's going down the tubes. People have been saying that since N64 because they didn't use CDs. GameCube because there wasn't enough space on the CDs. People are always saying Nintendo's gonna fail because they're afraid of it. And a lot of people are afraid of it because Nintendo gives such quality, like, heartfelt, good shit. When they give you something, they really fucking give you something great, something to remember. And a lot of people know that if Nintendo goes down, a lot of people are afraid of Nintendo going down. So that's why they mention it, to get fucking hits on the news site. Because they know it's like fear-mongering, something that people will be like, oh, and like click on it, oh my god, oh my god. People have been doing this with Nintendo for a long time because Nintendo's something people love, and people try to put fear into the people that it's not going to be there anymore. That's not the case. So Wii U, whatever, but that's because Nintendo was playing it too safe when they launched the Wii U. That's the only reason why the Wii U was selling slow, because Nintendo played it too safe. But now this was like really like, okay, now it's those things we had in the vault and we had, you know, just in case. Now it's time to bring out the big guns, and it's time to move this way we were preparing for. But, you know, we wanted to make sure when it's time to do that move, we do it like boom. So again, this video was about letting you know why Nintendo was making mobile stuff. So this is to let you know that this is not Nintendo. Wii U did bad, so Nintendo's dumping home consoles, they're moving to mobile, and fuck everything. Fuck you. Fuck this billion-dollar industry. Don't forget that. Home consoles and handhelds are a billion-dollar industry. GameStop makes $1 billion. PS4, only a year and a half out. 20 million consoles, and not that long ago they just announced 10 million consoles sold. Fastest selling home console in history. Faster selling than the PlayStation 2. Highest home console in history. So again, this video was to let you know that Nintendo is not giving up on their main thing. It's not just because they grew up with it and it's nostalgia. Okay? People keep coming back for a reason. People keep paying attention to the Nintendo name for a reason. So they found the right partner, and now mobile games that are going to be completely different from their console games. Mobile games made for mobile gameplay. Quick shit. Not forced touch controls down your throat. That's what Nintendo's mobile stuff is going to be about. Just another way to get their name out there, and they finally found the right third party to work on that section for them. People know the Nintendo name. They're wondering why they're not there in these certain spaces. But now Nintendo's fixing all that. They found the right partners, and they're ready to do it in those certain ways. So that's what Nintendo going mobile is about. It's just another way to get their name out there, another way to advertise their main business, which is a $1 billion business. Still to this day, and rising. And really, frankly, never shown signs of being killed by mobile devices. So it goes to show you, like, people just taking advantage of people that don't know the whole story or don't pay attention to every story that comes out. This is Joey JcM. I feel fucking great. Fuck. And I will see you on Nintendo NX.